So since this series will take place again in Everealm, is this show a current sequel or will have a direct sequel?
It's not a sequel.
Oh.
It is new. It's a brand new series. It is with teens. There's a whole new mythology, whole new story. It does take place in Everealm, which was the previous version for ABC. So it's the same mythological world, but it's all brand new storyline, brand new people, brand new characters.
What are some of the challenges of coming together and doing this show that's unscripted and scripted?
Okay. Well, since it's really a brand new genre, it was an exciting challenge for us to try to figure out how to do that. What was most important was to make it feel like an epic fantasy adventure movie in a way, where it didn't look like a reality show because of the location and because of the scripted characters. We wanted to immerse the contestants into a world that just felt like they were doing what they were supposed to be doing because something just happened, an alarm went off, or the princess runs in and says something like, "Come quickly, you have to see this." So the storyline really drives what happens with the challenges, so that our challenge was, how do we make it look organic, that they're not saying, okay, now I want everybody to get together and you're going to try to push this thing over here. Instead, it was like the actors who had the script would say, I'm just going to paraphrase. I'm not even paraphrasing. I'm making this up because I don't want to give anything away. We have a problem. We have to move this thing and bring it over there, or else something is going to happen. So they were like, paladins, come with us. And so they would like give them information. It's almost like getting a clue on The Amazing Race. Do this, this, and that. But instead, the actors are literally saying, we have to do this if this is going to happen. We have to make that happen before the time is up. And so the actors would call each of them by name, so-and-so, so-and-so, you go over there, you go over there. And they would just be doing things that you would normally do in a real situation as if it was unfolding in real time. So it really wasn't ever feeling like there were challenges. Some of them might feel a little that way, but most of them are just really interwoven into the storyline. And sometimes they didn't even know that they were competing and doing something because it was so seamless. All of a sudden, like, they're looking up and there's something flying in the sky. What do we have to do? We have to do this. What are those? We got to figure it out. I hope that makes sense. It's all very mysterious, right?
When it comes to choosing the contestants that you are going to have, what are the qualities they need to be able to face up to this quest and to complete these challenges?
One of the first things, we really wanted kids who were just real kids, real teenagers. We didn't want them to be like, I want to be an actor or this or that. So real kids that really love the fantasy world, that dive into fantasy books, that love fantasy movies and TV shows. And once we found those kids, and also kids that might have something going on in their life that they were trying to overcome, because this is about finding the one true hero. It's about finding who you are as a person and pulling out that piece in you that is hidden underneath to become something bigger than you ever thought you could be. Or if you're a shy person, all of a sudden you've got to, stand out in front of a group of people and say, okay, I need all of us to get together and figure this out. So it pushed the kids outside their comfort zone. And so we wanted kids that were open to trying something new, that were super excited about being in a fantasy world. And that's who we have. We found the most incredible teenagers from all walks of life, from all different backgrounds. And they didn't know each other when they started. And there is no eliminations in this, so they really created a bond like no other bond. I'm sure they're all very good friends. I know they've been really good about keeping things top secret, but they're going to have an experience that they will never forget for the rest of their lives. I hope that answers your question.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Along with some of that, so where do you get your fantasy-wise? What is it that you like about fantasy? What brings you to this genre in the first place?
Well, I really love it when we can. What do I like about fantasy? It's really like diving into another world or experiencing another world that you didn't know existed. I like movies about space. There's a movie called Contact with Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite movies, and it just excites me to think that there's other life out there or other worlds out there. So for me, when the writers had this mythology being written up and we were working on the challenges and figuring out what they were going to do, it was like everything I ever thought that didn't exist we could actually bring to life. So that was super exciting for me to see some, it's the moment also on The Amazing Race where we come up with challenges and then you actually get to see the contestants doing what you had in your mind, and it's very satisfying. And it's also giving somebody like the satisfaction of that feeling also. It's like I want to be on the show. Like I want to not know what's happening tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm going to meet this creature, this mythological creature. It's just giving somebody a lot of joy.
Right.
Yeah.
Good answer.
For challenges and trials for the show, can we expect some old challenges from the original show, or are these brand new?
Oh, everything is brand new. There are tasks and challenges, but it's all brand new because the story is brand new. And so, like I said, with the storyline, that's how the challenges became what's happening. There are, in the very first few episodes, there are gems of virtue that need to be reclaimed by the kids. And so they have to face creatures and get those stones from those creatures. And so it's very different than what you've seen before.
How was it different for you when you were creating these challenges for adults, and now you have to make challenges for kids? Like,
Yeah.
How was that different for you when you were doing that?
It's interesting because they're teenagers. They're not quite little kids, but there are rules and regulations. You can't go more than 6 hours a day and all this other stuff.
There's no exhaustion.
And there are no eliminations. So we were trying to build. What the difference really is in our other series there were eliminations. So this one we created without eliminations because we wanted every teenager to have the chance to grow. And we also wanted to show them that if you fail at something, if you don't win at something, you still have the support of your team, and that you can learn something no matter if it's something that didn't work out for you or if you succeeded. And so you can literally see them every episode learning and growing and knowing who they really are internally. So the biggest difference is there are no eliminations, but there is a winner. So they all kind of support that person in the end.
And can I ask one more question? Like,
Yeah.
what did you see? What growth did you see in the teams? Like, what amazed you the most about the growth?
How much they aged in just 6 weeks. No. It's amazing. When you have teenagers, there is such a change from like 12 to 13 to 14 to 15. We saw such maturity and such level-headedness. In the beginning, they're all like, I don't know who you are, I don't know what you're like. You understand that teenage element. You're like trying to figure everybody out. Will they like me? Will they won't like me? And then they got to know each other. So all of a sudden, they started to really realize each other's strengths and places where they needed some improvement. So if one of the teenagers knew that, for example, maybe I was bullied or maybe I was insecure about something or I was shy, they would come around for each other and support each other, and they would give each other those opportunities. They're like, I know you're afraid of water, I'm just making this up, but I think you can do this, and I think you should try this. And they would push each other to grow and to be better. And so it kind of gives me the chills because they really, I wish we could have shown every single minute that we taped, but of course it's just the amount of episodes we have in a certain amount of time. But there was so much growth and personal, it's inspiration. It was inspirational for all of them, where they all came out in the end.
Thank you.
It was wonderful. Yeah.
Now, since you guys are working with Disney and Disney Plus, there is plenty of IP that could help inspire either the challenges or just the world of Everealm itself.
Yes.
Even in the last 6 years since there was the Quest.
Yeah.
Did that happen? Did you guys get to pull from Disney's world for this world?
That's such a good question. There are going to be little Easter eggs. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up because I wasn't thinking about that. There are little Easter eggs that you're going to see in the show, so you have to look for them, that are going to it's a nod to a Disney IP movie or character. Yes. So it'd be interesting. I'm going to really be looking forward to seeing tweets or anything that might be like, oh, in this episode, did you guys all see that? That's a reference to that, and that's a reference to that. So yes, they're in there. Easter eggs. Yeah.
So in the original series, you had a magical force as the main villain. Now this season is
A magical
force as
Yes.
the main villain.
Yeah.
Now for this season, you guys have Sorceress.
Yes.
Can you describe what her motive is and why she's causing so much destruction in this world?
She's just bad. She's evil. No. Her name is Tavora, and she is a sorceress. And she wasn't always bad, but it was something that happened to her in life, and she's just vengeful and angry, and she wants power, and she wants to take over. She wants to control everything, and that's what needs to be stopped. That's what needs to save Everealm. This sorceress needs to be stopped. So that's what their challenges are all leading to. Can they conquer? Can they save Everealm? Can they take her down?
And so what was the biggest hurdle you guys had, real world or on set, with the current condition of the world, how it is, COVID, fires, everything else?
Yeah.
What was the biggest hurdles you guys really had to deal with?
Well, we did have a big fire at the castle before. And even though it was devastating for the castle in some areas, like Michael said earlier, it also created this epic set that looked like it was under siege, which is something that is true in the storyline. COVID, we were very fortunate. We got through without anyone testing positive. We did all the protocols. We were very careful. It was really stringent. But everybody wanted to do this. People wanted to work. We were excited to be there. We were excited about this project. So we were told to put our masks on, told to get tested every couple of days, and everybody did that. And we were so grateful that we were given that we were allowed to do it, and then that we got through it, because we had about 300 people on set.
Wow.
That's a lot of people to
Yeah.
But we were very lucky. And there were groups, so different places at different times. So very careful.
One more. Where was it primarily filmed at? Was it here in the States?
Yeah, it was filmed in Calistoga because of
Okay.
the pandemic. We did finally wind up shooting in a full castle, fully built out castle in Calistoga.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
We one last one. What was your very favorite thing about doing this project?
Oh, there are many, but the first time the contestants are walking through the forest and they see the castle for the first time, because they don't know what to expect, and they realize that is a real castle. So for me, that's super, I just see the joy in their face. We're like, oh my God, it's a castle. They're like, wow, I can't believe this. Yeah, that was a big moment.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.